We're here. It's Crown
It's
Council Live. It's June 4th. Hey, Steve.
good day. How is everybody? Good to be in Crown Council world today.
Yeah, we are grateful to be with you. This is our weekly program where we are talking all things Crown Council membership, engagement. Sometimes we connect with our humanitarian trips or live events, speakers, our doctors, our team members. So we're grateful to be with you today. Thankful to find our community here and share with you some of the most important things that are happening in Crown Council world. Steve and I were just together in an undisclosed location. We were not going to reveal where we were scouting the 2029 annual event. So very fun. We're already planning 2.5 years ahead for where we're going to gather everybody for our annual event. So looking forward to that. Very fun. That was a good trip, Steve.
It was, and you'll have to be at the annual event in 2028 to find out where we're going to be in 2029, but it is under construction.
I like this part of our culture where we wait, we don't share it out there with everybody. So very good.
It will be a blast for sure.
Hey, we're going to be sharing a lot today. A lot of our So we're going to be navigating to the Crown Council website. We're going to be navigating through tools, engagement options, things that you can do as part of your membership. Steve and I are always talking about how can we get Crown Council team members and doctors to engage more with the tools that are available to you, the things that make this worth what you are signed up to be, whether it's community, whether it's education, whether it's connecting with other people. But we are going to walk through all of the tools today that you and your team can be using and should be using to get the most out of your Crown Council membership. Any other framing, Steve, of what we're going to
You
do
know,
today?
I'd go back to origin,
Okay.
the origin of the Crown Council 30 years ago, which continues to be our mandate, our mission, was the practices, the dentists that had been through our training, which today is at Total Patient Service, wanted a place where they could continue the process with other people that were on the same page, with like-minded people. And so that's where the Crown Council came from, which is it is a community where like-minded dentists and dental teams can work together, share the very best of what they're doing to create a culture of success in your practice. And that's our mission, and that's every day as we work on the things that we can provide. That's the whole goal, is help you create a culture of success in your practice that attracts the best team members, attracts the best patients, generates the best word of mouth. Your culture is the one thing that no one can duplicate. It is
Yeah.
unique to your practice. And you can either have a culture by default, because every organization has a culture, or you can have one by design. And we vote for culture by design. So everything we do is based on having a culture by design. And we're going to share some tools today that'll help you do that on a daily basis, to help you build more of that into your practice. So, Stu, tell us where we are here
Well,
so
okay.
everybody knows where to find it.
So crowncouncil.com, I'm going to log out. So the beauty of what we've built at crowncouncil.com is this is a landing page for people, teams, doctors who are like, oh, I want to know what Crown Council is. And so it's very simple, a landing page that could sell or teach someone what it means to belong to the Crown Council. But it also has a portal here where we say log in to crowncouncil.com, and you can either create an account, which is very easy to do if you're in a practice that is a member of Crown Council. You click here to create your own personal account, team members or doctors. If you are a team member, it will ask you the practice name, and we will automatically link you to the Crown Council doctor that you are part of. Then what we'll do is we will log in to crowncouncil.com, and you are taken to this, what's called My Directory. And everybody's directory looks just a little different, but we fill this with different products. So whether you're part of the Rodeo Dental team, whether you're a resource partner, participating in Smiles for Life, all of these little hubs, these little products will navigate you through the tools that are available to you as a Crown Council member. We want to start today with what we believe is our most important product that every practice should be using, and that is our qualified member program, which is 30 years in the making of what we believe are the top things every practice needs to be doing to create a culture by design. And I'm going to let Steve talk about this for just a minute about how this culture program was created, our qualified member program was created, and maybe some high level information about how it works and just basic. Maybe Steve, talk about that, its creation and how we came up with it.
So these are 8 things we consider to be basic building blocks for having a culture of success. And so the challenge to every Crown Council team is to complete these 8 requirements. They're really things that we believe every practice should be doing, every dentist ought to be doing anyway. When you complete these, and then we have all kinds of recognition around this. We challenge every dentist to complete these requirements every year. That's what we call qualified membership. And when you do that 5 years in a row, you become what we call a lifetime qualified member. That doesn't take you off the hook, doesn't mean you quit doing them. It just means that 5 consecutive years in a row, you're on the track to doing these for life. So let's walk through what those
Okay.
requirements are. This is a seminar in and of itself. This piece right here of the 8 things that we believe you should be doing on a regular basis in your practice to create a culture of success. All
Yeah.
right, so first one is, I think, is the learning requirement,
Y-
correct?
Yeah, yeah. And there's a couple here. You can see. So I'm clicking over here on the left. Our belonging category here will kind of walk you through a little more detail about how the program works. But these are our actual requirements. So learning for improvement, we're going to talk about how that works as requirements for qualified membership. So the beauty of this is Steve has recorded these little videos that can walk you through step by step how an office would set these goals and then accomplish them to be a qualified member. So,
So here's the first requirement. It's down
okay.
there at the bottom where it says planned continuing education. So at the very first annual event many years ago, we spent some time with a guy by the name of Bob Baggs, who was a protege of Dr. W. Edwards Deming, who's considered to be the father of the quality movement across the world. And he walked us through Deming style management, how to create a quality outcome, quality product or service. And one of the tenets of that whole philosophy is never ending improvement, continual improvement. Well, that comes from always refining the processes that you're using, but it really comes at the heart of it from education and learning, always be learning and improving. And so that's the first requirement is a learning plan. And so what we challenge every dentist to do is to map out at least a 2-year continuing education plan. So what you've done in the previous year, and then what you're going to do in the next year to improve, not just clinically, but also in the management part of your practice and every other way. So that plan, we recommend, should show a good balance between clinical skills, management skills, marketing skills, so that you're taking a balanced approach to building the practice over time. So that is the challenge, is create that learning plan with the courses you're going to attend, maybe the webinars you're going to watch. What is the plan for the next 12 months for continual improvement, education, and learning for the doctor and the whole practice?
Very good. I want to find let me just find real quick. Um, there is, so I want to make sure that from the beginning. So if you look over here on the left, you will see my mouse kind of going over what we call the submission area. So rather than just making the plan, you actually do have to submit to us
What
the
the plan
actual
is.
the actual plan. So there is a submission process here that you are going to submit to us, your learning plan, and then we'll go through these others, but communication, recognition, your doing plan, team experience. So as we walk through each of these little sections, down on the bottom left, in order to be recognized as a qualified member, the plan does have to be submitted to us. Okay, I just want to make sure we had that. Okay,
Yep.
let's, was I on this one here? Okay, the practice.
Yep. So I think the next, let's go down to 2-6.
Okay.
So we did 2-1, which is the learning requirements. The second requirement is, let's see, I think I got the education. I may have gotten ahead of myself, Stu. Sorry.
Well, no, you talked about the personal education plan and then the team education
Team
plan.
education plan. Yeah. So what educational opportunities is the team going to be involved in? So what's your plan for the next 12 months? So it's what have you done in the last 12? What are you going to do in the next 12 months?
Yeah, and this is kind of how the workbook looks is your personal development plan, your professional or clinical plan, your practice management education, and then your patient skills plan. So there are, uh, some different areas to be working on when it comes to your education plan for 2 years. So
And then Stu, if you'll go back to
yeah,
1-4, because I think I missed the first
yep.
requirement.
Sorry.
All good. So part of what we do is learning from each other, right? So the part of the purpose of being part of a community is what we call the mastermind, which is two or more minds joined together with a common purpose can create more than the sum of the parts, right? Is the whole idea. And so a big part of what we do in the Crown Council is sharing with each other best practices, things that we're doing that other people can learn from, as well as asking questions. What are you doing here? What are you doing there? So that's the first requirement, is engaging in that process of continual improvement through wisdom sharing with other people. And so one of the great resources in the Crown Council is the email network, where we talk about all kinds of different topics, everything from case planning to questions about, there was one on the email network today of, can you do a sleep appliance on a patient that's had implants? And what are the ramifications of that? So there's some discussion around that. So all kinds of different topics. So that's one way to share your best. The other is an actual mastermind group, which is we create within the Crown Council mastermind groups of 8 to 10 people, dentists, and we do team members as well. We create mastermind groups that meet on a monthly basis, virtually as well as in person. So they meet virtually every month, and then at least once a year they'll meet face to face. It's an hour to an hour long format where everybody's sharing the best of what they're doing, problem solving. It's basically becomes your informal board of advisors, if you will,
Mm,
so everybody can share their experience together. So those
nice.
are two of the ways that we engage in terms of belonging and idea sharing. And so we challenge every qualified member to be part of a mastermind group, as well as to participate in the larger mastermind group of the entire community through the email network.
Okay. So, yeah, my fault here. So, yeah, category one requirements, belonging to a community, and we've got some of that mapped out. Education 2.6. Now let's go to category three requirements. Let's see, morning opportunity meetings, patient feedback, Steve. Okay, so here's our patient feedback worksheet.
Yep. So the next requirement is having a continual loop of information that's coming back so that you can always be working on the process of how you serve your patients. Well, how do you do that? It's getting feedback from your patients. Now, online reviews are great, but they're not the only form of feedback. So we challenge every office to have some form of patient feedback where you're getting good, open, transparent feedback from your patients about their experience, what worked, what you could improve, so that you're constantly involved in this process of continual improvement. So that becomes part of the process. Is what are you getting for feedback from your patients, so you can continually improve how you're serving and how you're providing the service that you do.
Yeah. And Steve, we can look at 3.6. Another important part that's sometimes missed that we found out over the years is, do you have even lab feedback, talking to your lab, making this relationship with your lab, and what the plan is there for communication with your labs?
So, Stuart, this is one of my favorites,
Yeah.
favorite requirements. Dentistry is the lab part of dentistry is one of the most unique relationships because uh, for a dental lab, you as the dentist are, their customer, as well as you're also one of their biggest suppliers. So, in other words, you have to supply the impressions, the images, and then they supply back to you the finished product. So it's a very unique relationship. So in the spirit of continual improvement, the requirement here is that you sit down with your primary lab at least once a year and you have a conversation, a continual improvement conversation about how we can work better together to produce a higher quality, better end result. When we first launched this, we had labs calling us from all over the country going, we have never had conversations like this with dentists before, where the dentist was calling, asking for feedback. What can I do on my end to make your job easier, to give you more of what you need in order for you to send me back more of what I need in terms of a finished product. So this becomes, like I said, one of my favorite things. Sit down with your primary lab at least once a year and have this, what we call a 360-degree feedback conversation. What can I do to contribute to the process to make a better finished result, and what can the lab do? So it's giving each other feedback for the benefit of the patient to come up with ultimately with better results, a better finished product.
Nice. All right. Category 4, recognition, is another key part of creating a culture of success and being a qualified member. We have a lot of prescribed recognition opportunities, specifically at the Crown Council annual event, but we are, saying to you as part of your qualified member activity, just have a recognition plan in general. How are you carrying out your recognition plan for this year? This is our recognition worksheet. So what are you doing to recognize your team members, their excellence, their accomplishments? As it says here, that helps build a culture of success, whether it's accomplishments at the team, a team members or a patient's. Write down thoughts on how you can extend recognition to team members and patients this year.
So this takes
Yeah,
a
go
lot
ahead.
of different forms and unique to every practice, but recognition is one of the real character traits of a culture of success. And all the surveys, all the research that's been done, it's like acknowledging the contribution that everybody makes. So this may be part of your plan, maybe something as simple as, everybody's birthday gets recognized, or their anniversary when they join the practice. And significant accomplishments. Maybe part of your recognition plan is every morning in your morning opportunity meeting, you have some type of recognition of somebody who just did a great job the day before. So there's a lot of different ways to do this, but the point is to build in to your strategy for building a culture of success what your recognition plan is, so that the team feels acknowledged and recognized for their contribution.
Steve, one of my favorite stories behind this is the TOPS coaches who were working on this part of the culture of success in some practices and found out that they could spend the time maybe once a week delivering a pie to a patient, an
Mhm.
outstanding patient. So usually when you think of recognition, it's like, well, we have to recognize the team members to keep that behavior going. But I love how this also translates to recognizing patients' participation in the practice. And that I don't want to say that's out of the box thinking, but when you have a plan for recognition, it spills over into patients and how to recognize them. Do you want to talk about that real? I mean, because those are some of my favorite images of Susan delivering a pie out to a
Yeah, so
patient.
that's a strategy we developed for patient recognition. We call it the patient of the month. You can do it every week if you want. You can do it whatever frequency you want, but basically it is taking to that patient, hand delivering, preferably to their place of work if they have a place of work that where they actually go to work, but actually taking to them this unexpected, unannounced recognition, and basically just says, thanks for being a great patient in our practice. We like the pie thing, but you could do anything you wanted, but it's just acknowledging your patients for being a great patient. That's it. You don't, there's no ulterior motive, no nothing, just, and there's some great social media opportunities around this. There's a whole, we could do a whole webinar just on that piece, which we ought to do again on that whole deal, but that can be part of your recognition plan as well.
Nice. All right, we'll move through these. Number 5, this is our newest edition, which is the doing good strategy. Um, Very simple here. We know that as a dental practice, you are doing good in general every day. So this kind of stretches you to work outside of that idea, which is what are you doing as a team to do good, whether it's humanitarian trip, doing good with your time, your professional skills, says, yeah, dental humanitarian work, donating goods or services, raising money through charity, for example, Smiles for Life, and many other ways that you can do good in your own community, but have a plan for that, a doing good strategy. We found over the years, the best practices have a doing good strategy.
So if I can differentiate this,
Yeah.
those that heard me talk about this before, get ready. Um, there's a phrase that's crept into our vernacular and our culture and in our wider culture that we usually refer to as giving back. You know, you hear about organizations that give back, people that give back, and usually that refers to charitable activities. And I've always taken an exception to that. I don't believe in giving back because it implies that you took something that didn't belong to you. Uh, that was never a happy phrase growing up. If I ever got told give it back, it meant I took something I should not have taken. So
Mhm.
I don't know who came up with that as a phrase to describe charitable activities, but I think it's a misnomer. So we prefer to refer to those type of activities as doing good because it's a much bigger, broader umbrella than just merely giving back a little bit of what you took. So doing good encompasses so many things. You as a business, you're providing jobs. That's doing good. You're providing an amazing service for the community. That's doing good. You're changing patients' lives. That's doing good. So there's a lot of things that you do as doing good in addition to the charitable things that you might do, like the Smiles for Life campaign. So tonight, as an example of that, I'm going to go to a Smiles for Life doing good event
Yeah.
uh, in our town, and this was organized by a Crown Council office just for grins in Keller, Texas. Their big Smiles for Life participating practice they have raised in the six figures in terms of charitable contributions through the Smiles for Life campaign. And tonight they're doing a joint fundraiser at the Kendra Scott jewelry store in our town,
Nice.
where they got the store to agree to donate the proceeds from all the purchases this evening will all go to Smiles for Life. So I'm going, and the team, they've invited all their patients to participate, their community to participate, and it's just a fun, engaging activity in doing good. So there's a lot of things you can do. Our challenge to you as part of qualified membership is to have a doing good plan that fits within your overall culture of success strategy.
Very good. They're the top office this year as well. They're
They're cranking it. The
yeah,
Angwins, Jonathan and Christian Angwin and their team, they dominate. They have an amazing practice in their town, and they have got the Smiles for Life spirit dialed in.
yeah. All right, this category 6, very simple. Confirm that you have created and updated your plan for financial freedom and that your CPA has endorsed it and that
Very simple, right? Very
you're
simple.
working on it together. Please include your CPA's contact information. So that is it. Category 6 is
Yeah,
have
I
a
think
plan.
that merits a little bit of explanation. So here's the idea of this is that you, again, planning, culture of success, that you have in place a strategy, a plan, a financial plan that when followed will result in financial freedom at some future date. So this is very personal for the doctors, obviously. And that'll be different for everybody. So the requirement is that you have your planner, your financial planner or CPA, whoever it is you work with, signs off on that plan to say, yes, there is a plan that when followed will result in, financial freedom and that it's being followed. So that's the simple requirement. So you got to come up with a plan, but they get to sign off that, yeah, you got it in place and you're following through on that plan.
Nice. All right. I think this is our last one. Category team experiences is one of my favorites. This is our camping program. So
Yeah. So
good.
let me give you the backstory on this.
Okay.
Back at one of our previous annual events, Larry Wilson, who was one of our mentors and presenters, and one of the most prolific corporate professional trainers in American history. Larry was also the author of The 1 Minute Salesperson. He was the author of Customer Service is Priceless. He just a prolific trainer and influencer in that whole space. And what he suggested to all of us was that part of a culture of success, one of the building blocks is that every team needs what he referred to as a camping experience on a regular basis. Now, the word picture for that doesn't mean you got to all go camping. What he meant was when you go camping, it's a memorable experience, right? Because you got smoke in your eyes, you got dirt in your food, you're either too hot or too cold, you don't get any sleep because you're uncomfortable, and you talk about it for weeks, if not months. It's kind of an anchoring bonding experience. And so he suggested that every team needs a camping like experience on a regular basis to pull everybody back together in the spirit of teamwork to work together as people. And so that is one of the other challenges, one of the requirements is to share your team meeting plan. So what is your strategy around that in terms of meeting frequency? We recommend that every team have a morning meeting. We call it a morning opportunity meeting that is focused on today's opportunities. We suggest that you have a weekly meeting that is focused on the practice and working on the systems of the practice. We suggest that within that meeting, weekly meeting format, that once a month you have a monthly meeting to go over monthly results, set goals for the next month. We recommend you have a quarterly kind of recap that you run in quarterly sprints, and that you have some type of annual team retreat where you focus on the next year's goals and setting the vision for the next 12 months. Now, in addition to that, you can have all types of different activities, but the whole idea is to have a meeting plan so that you have these camping-like experiences to pull everybody back together again and get on the same page to work in harmony for your common purpose. So If you
Yeah.
want to go camping, go camping. If not, have a camping-like experience so that you keep the team working together. So that should have been 8 requirements.
Yeah. And and
Um,
and what we'll talk about the rest of the time, it can all be connected as it back to our qualified member program, which is you're like, let me share my I'll share my screen again. Like we are going to go to the premium member hub and let's talk about Steve our powerful team meetings product.
yeah, so
This
this is
this yeah, this directly connects to our being a qualified member. Let's talk about that.
So this is a resource that you can use for your team meetings. So let's say you're having your weekly meeting or your monthly meeting. This is an entire library of resources we call powerful team meetings that you can use to pull the team back together. These are mini camping experiences, is what I like to call them. So what they are is they're short, usually short video clips, anywhere from 5 to sometimes as long as 12 minutes with an activity that's built in on what you can discuss or things you can do that will positively impact your culture. Moving forward, the format, we're going to release one here coming up in the next week that has everything to do with creating more joy in your practice culture.
Hmm.
And it comes from one of our mentors that was at our last Crown Council annual event. So there's going to be a short subject you can watch together as a team, and it'll come with a leader's guide with several different activities that are pre-planned, all mapped out for you that you can then have the team engage in to accomplish that end result, which is how do you build more positive emotion, more joy into your practice culture, not only just for the team, but for your patients as well.
Nice.
So they're all, again, these are pre-planned. You can just come in here, find a good topic, and basically everything's mapped out so that you can have a meaningful activity within one of your meetings that'll pull the team together and help advance your culture of success in your practice.
Nice. Okay, so right above that, we also produce weekly a new skill of the week. Steve, do you want to talk about how these fit in?
Yes.
Okay.
So the skill of the week comes straight from the work we do through Total Patient Service, which is our coaching education brand. The TOPS coaches are in practices every day, coaching in the highest level of patient service and case acceptance skills in dentistry. Skill of the week is a short soundbite, 3 minutes ish, that you can use once a week in your morning meeting to remind the entire team of an essential case acceptance patient service skill. So this one, for example, is a reminder of the importance of relationship links, which is this whole process of making sure that the patient is well cared for at every step in the patient experience and that all the information is linked up every time a new team member comes into the equation. So it's a quick reminder of how important that skill is and the things that everybody needs to do to make it happen. So skill of the week's one of my favorite things because I get to produce it. Stuart and I get to produce this every week, but there is a different one for each week. So we recommend that you pick a day of the week to incorporate that into your morning meeting. We release this basically release this at the beginning of the week
Yeah,
now, so you can use it any day of the week that you want in one of your morning meetings.
I love it. Yeah, and so sometimes they have a little downloadable worksheet. Every week there you saw in this one for this week, there's a team exercise, an action requirement, uh, and then as you can see on the bottom, how is this helping you become a Crown Council qualified practice? Um, so the library's big, Steve. We've been doing these for a long time. I mean, you can see here, it goes back. It goes
Yeah, so we
back.
do a different one every week,
Yeah.
and it's all fresh. Every time we do one, it's a fresh skill, a reminder, and keeps everybody focused on patient service.
All right, so I'm still in the premium member hub. This is only available to Crown Council members. We've started something new. We have a Crown conversation scheduled for next week. Let's talk about this. This kind of meets two category requirements, Steve. Do you want to talk about this for just a minute?
Yeah, so this is part of learning and continual improvement. So Crown Conversations are a small, 20 or so people that we do online. We're doing these right now once a month on a different personal or practice improvement topic. So, one of the first ones we did was how artificial intelligence is changing how your practice is found on the internet and what you need to do to adjust and adapt. And so we had a great conversation with about 20 different dentists on that specific topic. In kind of in contrast to that, our last Crown conversation was with Dr. Eric Goodman, who is an expert on back health. And so we did, when we talk about a conversation, these are interactive. So everybody was asked to show up online with their yoga mat, cameras and microphones on. And Eric walked us through this whole methodology of the exercises you need to do to maintain a healthy back, especially in dentistry, which puts a ton of strain on the back. And what I loved about this is Eric, because he could see what everybody was doing, he was like giving pointers like, Stuart, do this, do that. Dr. Jones, try this. So it was very interactive. And it's meant to bring different members of the Crown Council community together and do something that is meaningful, that'll help improve the person or the practice. So the Crown Conversation coming up next Wednesday, so that'd be Wednesday, June 10th, is going to be a conversation led by Dr. Shane Sykes, who is currently in the process of getting his MBA and just finished some interesting research that we found fascinating on what you wear in the office today and how it impacts patient behavior. And some of what he's discovered flies in the face of some traditional knowledge that we've adopted over the years. So Stu, you can tell them how they can sign up for that. But this is going to be, again, a small group. It's going to be a discussion with Shane as well as Pam Peterson, who leads the Total Patient Service team on professional dress, attire, dress codes, how you construct that, and how you enforce it and maintain it so that you always have the best professional image for your patients.
Yeah, we filled because it's interactive, we opened about 20 spots and we filled 15 of them, so there's only 5 spots left. But this isn't just Shane and Steve and me just talking to you. Everyone is engaging, sharing what they think, sharing what they've noticed about with this new one coming up, what to wear. Is it scrubs? Is it suits? Is it lab coats? Shane has done the study and it is fun. I am very interested. It's very fun.
So one of the things we're going to do for this conversation is everybody is going to be asked to come to the virtual meeting dressed for work.
Yes.
So whatever you usually wear to work in the office, that's what you're going to wear during this conversation. And then we're going to talk about tweaks, changes, what works, what doesn't work in today's consumer environment. So it should be fun.
Very cool. All right, we've got a list here, Steve. Let's talk about, I just want to navigate real quick to our opportunity. And you've heard us talk about it before, but once a year, when we're talking about camping experience, what are you doing as a team? We hope that you put the Crown Council's annual event as part of your plan as a team for your qualified membership, as the pinnacle of your camping experience. We want every office represented in our yearly gathering of all Crown Council members. We'll be in Nashville at the end of January 2027. And we want everyone there, whether you're bringing a team, which we recommend, or if you're just there by yourself or with your spouse. This, we hope, is at the core of your camping experience as a team, your culture building experience as a team. We want you at the annual event, and there are other opportunities for you to camp that we create. the total immersion program with the TOPS team, our our leadership academy would be an incredible opportunity for you to gather as a team yearly. That should be on your camping experience plan. There's a lot of opportunities from us that we hope that you are a part of when it comes to camping and learning together as a Crown Council community. So,
I'll say this about the annual event. It
yeah.
is specifically designed to be a landmark culture of success experience for the entire team. So everything we do during that time together is all designed to help build the right kind of culture in your practice. There are some very
Yeah.
unique things about this that are not done anywhere else in dentistry that we know of.
Mhm.
For example, in the many, many years that we have done this meeting, there have only been 2 dentists that have ever done a formal presentation from the main stage.
Right.
And the reason it's not that we have a bias against that is that the mission of the meeting is to bring in outside thinking, to get everybody thinking in different ways. So we source people you may have never heard of before that have powerful messages and systems that you can incorporate into your practice. So if you have never experienced the Crown Council annual event, highly recommend it. It is what I hear over and over and over again from the dentists and teams that attend is we never miss this meeting. It becomes a real anchor, a cornerstone of their culture of success strategy.
Yeah. Nice. Okay, another turnkey part of your qualified membership is doing good. We spent quite a bit of time on it. One way we, as the Crown Council, help you do good is through the Smiles for Life Whitening campaign. This is the landing page, whether you're donating or if you want to be part of it and understand what it is. But this is our 4-month whitening program where UltraDent, our partners, donate all of the whitening materials to you. And then you, as a practice, offer a discounted whitening program to your patients for March, April, May, and June. And then that money is donated directly to the Smiles for Life Foundation. And half of that money can stay in your community at local charities. You can see here some of our doctors presenting big checks to local charities, or it can help your team participate in a humanitarian trip sponsored by the Crown Council. And we hope this is part of your doing good strategy, is being part of our Smiles for Life whitening campaign. Every year, it is one of the most special things that this office does is watching our Crown Council members raise and do good together. Steve talked about going to a thing tonight. There's so many creative ways to raise money and do good and find these stories in your own community. $52 million raised over the last 30 years. We would love to have you part of it. And there's some incredible success. We've got these charity champions that are working inside the Smiles for Life program, which are team members who are guiding and leading their Smiles for Life whitening campaign in their practices across United States and Canada. It has been so fun to watch these team members lead their own Smiles for Life campaign in their practices. So if you are not part, we highly encourage you to be part of Smiles for Life Whitening. And it is a year-long campaign. Don't be fooled by March, April, May, and June. This takes a year to plan, coordinate with your local community, set goals, market. An ongoing year-long program that we would love to have you as part of it. So
This is one of, pre-designed, one of the great strategies for doing good.
yeah,
So many things are built into this that makes it so easy that every practice, this is a great new patient generator, a great way to pull your patients together for a worthy cause, just gets everybody. There's just so many pluses all the way around.
very good. All right, Steve, what else? What else do we want to talk about before?
So there's a couple. I really want to highlight one thing that we talked about briefly:
Okay.
mastermind groups.
Okay.
If there were one concept that I would hang my hat on as a critical success factor, I would say it is this concept, which is having a group of 8 to 10 that you meet with on a regular basis, like-minded, with with similar objectives. You don't have to have the same goals, but similar objectives in terms of sharing with each other the best of what you're doing and helping each other solve your biggest challenges. We create those in the Crown Council on a regular basis, putting the right dentists together to meet. We have a whole meeting format that we use for this. This also can include team members. So we have hygiene mastermind groups. We have office manager mastermind groups. And so that's part of the Crown Council qualified membership requirement, and it's one that we invite everybody to engage in. So
Yeah.
it's really easy to communicate with us. When you're on the website, there is a live chat function. It's not an AI bot, it's a real person.
Is down here. Talk
Yeah,
to the Crown Council
text
team.
us. That's a live person. So that's one way. You can email us at success@crowncouncil.com. You can call us uh, on the Crown Council 800 number,
1-800
800
276.
276 9658.
Yep.
Crown. So that's actually 1-800 Crown 58.
Yes.
Where the 58 came from is anybody's. So a lot of ways to communicate with us, but in the other piece, Stu, to wrap up on the whole doing good piece, I did an Instagram post. I do a doing good Instagram post every
Yes.
week.
Yes.
And this week I highlighted Dave Valley, who is for many years was the voice of the Seattle Mariners, and was instrumental in helping us launch the dental humanitarian expeditions that we have been doing in the Dominican Republic now for
20 years?
I do believe.
Yeah.
But Dave has a remarkable story as a professional baseball player, and his own efforts to do good in the country where he learned to play baseball. So he did off-season baseball in the Dominican Republic, fell in love with that culture and the people, and went back. He and his family started Esperanza International, which is a micro lending NGO, nonprofit. They help people start their own business so they can be financially self-sufficient. And because of Dave, we were able to partner together and create an opportunity for dental services to be provided in the communities where he's doing micro lending. And we've been doing that for a long time now. So that's another doing good opportunity to participate in that. We do those several times a year. We'll take an entire Crown Council group to the Dominican Republic, and we'll do dental humanitarian work all over the country, different place every day. So it's a great opportunity to see a country you would not see in any other way.
Yeah.
We go to places that no tourists ever go.
No, that is true.
And do things that just do so much good. It's a remarkable experience, and we work side by side with dental professionals in country. So we're working side by side with the Dominican dentists. So that's just, so many opportunities to do good, build your culture. Your culture is the key to your success. We started out this program by talking about the difference between a culture by default, you just kind of let it happen, or a culture by design. And the Crown Council is all about having a culture of success by design, that you have strategically mapped out what kind of culture you want, and you work on it on a regular basis with the help of the tools that we've created, the 8 qualified member requirements, and all the other tools that are available to build that most valuable resource in your practice.
Yeah.
So we challenge you to engage more, to take advantage of all those things that are there and available, so that you can build and maintain a culture of success in your practice.
Nice. All right. Thanks, everybody. We're grateful you joined us today. It feels like it's a lot of work, but we are here to help you. You don't practice alone. We are, like Steve said, that text messaging. We are one text away if you're looking for a tool or a connection or even a resource partner. We want to help you do that. So grateful that you'd be with us today. We'll be back next week. So thanks everybody for joining Crown Council Live today.